Hello and welcome to Oklahoma Christian University on this Saturday morning. It is game day, first game of the season. It's homecoming day, one of the biggest weeks, one of the biggest days for us in Oklahoma Christian. And to begin, it's our first game in a new conference, Lone Star Conference. It's an expansion to about 19 teams, and obviously we're one of them. So, as we go, how will we shape up in the conference? Honestly, who knows at this point? There's a lot of questions swirling around the girls' game as Addie Clift has left, and this is their first season without them. But this is going to be a pretty big game as they try to prove themselves in this new conference and prove themselves without one of the biggest stars in probably school history. So, the prediction, just have to wait and see. So the girls are out there just warming up, getting ready to prove themselves and be ready without their biggest star. This homecoming day. The theme is childhood classics. I got my childhood classic right here, Space Jam, which you probably couldn't see, but it is a good theme as it is basketball day, homecoming day, my childhood classic, probably some of your childhood classics as well. So this will be a big game for everybody on campus. It's a big day for everybody on campus, and we're just all excited to see how everything shapes up this season. So I'm Elijah Johnson. We're at the sports desk, and time for a commercial break.
Nachos with extra cheese and jalapeno. T-minus 8 minutes to showtime. Alpha Sigma Tau, Austin Peace, a senior Bible and youth ministry major from Houston, Texas.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for letting us come into your presence that's so majestic and mighty. And we thank you for your concern and your love for us. We pray that you bless this game, help all to play safely, and we pray that you bless each of the universities from which these teams come. In Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Austin Peace. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we please welcome the starting lineup for the Panthers of York College to the floor. Starting at guard, the number 7 senior from Westminster, California, wearing number 2, number 2 senior. Starting at guard, number 7 senior from Lucasville, New York, number 4, Shay Jackson. Starting at guard, number 2 senior from Colorado Springs, Colorado, number 2, Asia Durant. Starting at guard, number 15 sophomore from Columbus Bay, number 24, Amaro Jimenez. represent basketball. I think we can do better than that. Let your team hear you. Who's ready to present basketball? Without calling it again, this is Red. This is the first foul, team Christian. Here, see. Same different also we do for the World Cup.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian just before the break was fouled as Empler will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws for Oklahoma Christian. Danny, what have you liked so far from Oklahoma Christian here to start this game?
I like the tenacious rebounding. I mean, here at this first time out, Oklahoma Christian has 9 rebounds total as a team to York's only 1. And when you get those second chance points on the offensive end, you're going to be able to expand that lead, and that's what they've done.
As Empler missed the first free throw attempt, makes the second. as Oklahoma Christian is now up by 9 over York College. As number 5 Zimmerman has it at the right wing, passes it out to Diaz. Diaz gets a screen from number 32 Cordro, who tries to pass it down low. It's deflected by Blackburn. Back out to Cordro, loses control of it. There's a scramble along the out of bounds line, and they're going to say jump ball. Possession arrow is towards York College, so it will be York College basketball.
And another set of substitutes coming in for the Panthers. It'll be Traver and Jackson coming back in.
As Penzania comes in, pass it in along the baseline, gives it to Jackson, puts up the jumper to beat the shot clock, no good, and there's going to be a shot clock violation. And it will remain, or will be Lady Eagle basketball as Blackburn inbounds it now to Madison Coyer. As Coyer now gives it to Shelton along the right wing to Empler at the top of the arc. Empler now gives it to Blackburn. Blackburn passes it down inside to Empler and lays it up. She gets her first bucket of the game.
Nice positioning, good putback by Epperly for the basket as the Eagles lead by 11 now.
As Pittman now has it, passes it down to Traver. Traver lays it up, no good along the right side. Rebounded by Madison Coyer. There is then a foul. It will be Oklahoma Christian basketball.
And that'll go against Trujillo, and that'll be her first personal foul here in the first quarter.
As it is inbounded by Blackburn to Madison Coyer. Coyer at the top of the arc. Moves over to the left wing, gets it to Peg, who passes it down to Empler. Pivot step, her shot no good, as it is deflected by the Panthers and goes out of bounds. Will remain Lady Eagle basketball as 2 subs will now check in for Oklahoma Christian.
And there's one of those, that Kendra Levings, who I think we'll look for throughout the game and the season, see how much she'll be able to contribute coming off the bench.
As Empler hands it off to Coyer. Coyer drives in, lays it up on the right side. No good. It was a little too strong. Rebounded by Pittman. Who then gives it to Pesnia, who then passes it out to number 25, Fike, who then gives it back to Pesnia, who's on the ground. Pesnia has it, works against Coyer along the right wing. Nice little spin move. Forced to pick up her dribble. Passes it out to number 22, Pittman, who puts up the jumper. It's no good. As Blackburn has it along the right side, lays it up on the glass, no good. It's rebounded by the Panthers.
Again, good positioning offensively and defensively to come up with those rebounds.
As number 1, Pesnia, puts up a 3-point attempt from behind the arc and knocks that one down. Now, Levings has the ball, gives it to Blackburn. Coyer go on the right wing. Coyer starts to drive in, gets a screen from Blackburn, passes it out to Atkinson. Atkinson shot from behind the arc, off the front part of the rim, rebounded by number 22 for Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Payne Athletic Center here in Edmond, Oklahoma. The game has already been started as we are 2 minutes left here in the first quarter of play. Oklahoma Christian leads 16-8 over York College. As there was just a foul.
Collier picks up her second here in the first quarter. Now she's got to be careful. Coach Finley's going to have to pull her off the court.
As Pesnia is at the line. She already has 3 points on the evening for York College. Her first attempt is no good as it goes off the left side of the rim. She still has one more attempt at the line. Oklahoma Christian's top scorer so far has been Caroline Lally with 6 and Kendall Blackburn with 5. As Katie Mayo gets the rebound, gives it to Shelby Sanderson, who's checked into the ball game for Madison Coyer. As Levings now has it, gives it to Sanderson. Now to Atkinson. Back to Sanders, to Levings. Leving wants to put up a shot, instead drives along the baseline, picks up her dribble, has to pass it, gives it to Sanderson, is deflected. It saves it, gives it to Katie Mayo with a Lally for three at the top of the arc. No good. Rebounded by York College. As Pesnia has the ball, gives it to Jackson, lays it up on a floater, gets that to go nothing but net, and they trim the deficit to 6 against Oklahoma Christian as Lally passes across the floor to Atkinson in the right corner, now to Sanderson. Back to Atkinson, back to Sanderson. Sanderson starts to drive in, lays it up the shot, gets it to go off of a nice little bounce off the back part of the rim, and that is her first point of the game.
Nice move underneath and a good way to kiss it off the glass to get her first bucket in this afternoon's contest.
As the ball is then deflected, but almost saved by number 0, Trevor. But the ball then goes out of bounds. Will be OC basketball with 49.5 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. Lally passes it into Sanderson. Sanderson works against number 10, Durrell. Lays it up on the glass. No good, as it's a little too strong. Rebounded by Jackson, who then gives it to Darrell. Back to Darrell, excuse me, then passed right back to number 23, Hickel, who puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Lally, who then gives it to Sanderson, who brings it up on the left side on the fast break. Passes it out to Atkinson. Atkinson for three from the right corner, good! Oklahoma Christian's second three-pointer of the game.
Good look, good pass, and a good shot by Atkinson to drain the three.
As OC is now up by 11, 4 seconds on the shot clock, or the game clock, excuse me. Jackson's shot nowhere near, and at the end of the first quarter, Oklahoma Christian leads 21-10 over York. We'll be right back with the start of the second quarter right after this on the Eagle Sports Network. Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian leads 21-10. As OC has the ball, as there was a foul on number 10, Durrell, just now. And it will remain OC basketball. My name's Zachary Payne, alongside my broadcast partner, Danny Henderson. Danny, great energy for the Eagles to start this game.
Oh, absolutely. And again, you have to look at the rebounding statistic where the Eagles have out-rebounded the Panthers 13-6 in the first quarter.
As the shot by Levings is no good. It goes out of bounds and will be Lady Panther basketball.
Leading scorer in the first quarter for the Eagles, Caroline Lawley, with 6.
As Thompson has it now at the top of the arc, works against Sanderson. Pass down low, back out to Thompson now at the left corner. Nice pass along the baseline. Pass back out. Nice block by Levings for the three-point attempt on the fast break. Sanderson to Levings. Lays it up and in. Oklahoma Christian increases their lead up to 13 over York.
Good defensive play turns into offensive possessions, and nice score. Nice shot by Kendra for the 2 points.
So far, it kind of looks like Oklahoma Christian has York College all flustered as they are rushing everything on the offensive end and not controlling the ball well.
Talked to one of the coaches just before the game, Zach, and they're playing with some injuries. They've got a few coming back from knee injuries, some shoulder injuries, so they're not really in top-notch playing shape yet, and so they're having some struggles physically.
And Sanderson has it, and there is then a foul. It looks like it's going to be on number 2, Thompson, for York College, and it will remain OC basketball. 20 seconds are on the shot clock, as the inbound will be right in front of all the fans. Pass down inside to Lally. Lally puts up the shot. No good. Rebounded by York College. As number 12, Brown has it for York. Passes it down, is deflected, but goes out of bounds. And it will remain York College basketball.
Nice defense, good deflection. Unfortunately, just went off of an Eagle player, so the Panthers will retain possession on their end of the court.
As it inbound to number 24, Diaz has it, passes it down. She loses control of the ball. It was stolen away by Sanderson. Sanderson drives in, lays it up on the switch. And Oklahoma Christian up by 15. As Sanderson makes her second bucket of the evening.
Nice coast-to-coast dribble up the court and just a layup from the right side.
As there is then a foul called, and it looks like it's going to be on Caroline Lally. It looks like it's going to be for a push.
And that is her second foul, Zach. So once again, another Eagle starter has got to be careful with 2 fouls, and she'll come off and sit on the bench for a while.
As we get ready to have it inbound. As number 12, Brown has it. Now number 24, Diaz puts up a 3 from the right corner. She makes her second from behind the arc. OC now up by 12. Sanderson gives it to Mayo. Pass down inside to number 31, Empler, and she is called for a travel.
And that's the only second turnover that the Eagles have committed this afternoon. So far, good ball control by the Lady Eagles.
As Thompson has it along the right side. Passes it down to number 25, Fike. Now back to Thompson lays it up on the left side. Her shot is no good. Rebounded by Mayo. Mayo on the lob up to Atkins. Wide open 3 from the right corner, and she's good.
My goodness, no hesitation there by Atkinson. She just nailed that three-pointer behind the arc.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oklahoma Christian cheer.
As we are going to have a timeout. It's going to be 30 seconds, so we are going to step away, and we'll be right back as Oklahoma Christian leads by 15.
My name is Christopher Sarton. I work at the Museum of the Bible as an AR/VR technician. I use game development software to help program applications for the Museum of the Bible. I graduated from Oklahoma Christian University as a computer science with gaming animation major because I wanted to share my joy of gaming with people. I really enjoyed playing games ever since I was a kid, and I thought it would be a good and interesting way to share my passions with people. There are 3 things that made me choose OC: my faith, the location, and the degree. I wanted to choose a college that really provided me an outlet to my faith and to grow. And there's not a lot of schools that have that kind of thing, and Oklahoma Christian was one that was pretty close by. The relationships you form and the things that you learn from your friends are really a large part of growing up as a human. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I learned while at OC. A lot of the faculty were super cool. Professor Harvard's awesome. Chip Cooey, theology department, super cool. Jennifer Bryan is super awesome. She said at the beginning of class, "What do you want to be called?" And I was like, "Anything?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, Captain America." And she goes, "I'm not calling you Captain America." At the end of my time.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 15 with 7:25 left here in the first half of play, as York has the ball, inbounds it to number 4, Jackson. Shea Jackson along the right side at the right corner, works against Sanderson. Pass to Fike. Fike works against Empler. Pass back out to number 24, Diaz, who puts up a shot, and she is blocked by Peck. And it is rebounded, though, by York College, and York College will drive in, play up the ball, and would be no good, and it goes out of bounds. Will be OC basketball.
Once again, good defense displayed by the Lady Eagles, making those turnovers, manufacturing them so that they can get the ball back and bring it up the court. You get those turnovers, that gives you another opportunity to put the ball in the hoop on your end of the court.
As Megan Shelton's back in the game for Oklahoma Christian. As Levings puts up a long three, no good, rebounded by Jackson. Jackson then gives it to number 12, Brown. Brown along the right side on the fast break, lays it up with the floater, no good, rebounded by Shelton, He brings it up coast to coast, lays it up on the right side, gets that to go with a nice finger roll.
Shelton has a unique way of handling the ball and brings it up and does a good job of protecting it on the dribble and goes in from the right side for that layup.
As there is a foul, and it looks like it's going to be on Sanderson for a blocking foul.
And for Sanderson, that's only her first. So she has the ability to be as aggressive as she wants to be at this point.
As it is inbounded for York College to number 1, Pesnia. Pesnia then gives it to number 32, Torzella. Back to Pesnia, drives in, nice bounce pass toward Torzella. No good, as her shot is very contested by 2 OC players. And rebounded by Sanderson. Now to Levings for a long three from the Eagle. No good, and it will go out of bounds, will be York College basketball.
Zach, as I look at those statistics after the last timeout, once again, OC is manning they're just dominating on the boards, 15-7 over York.
Well, that comes back to what you said earlier, how York College is only really a guard team, not a lot of height for York. As York College lays it up on the left side, and is Shea Jackson who gets her 4th point on the evening. Now to Sanderson at the top of the arc. Gives it to Peck. Peck moves across, tries to pass it. Looks like it goes off of Shea Jackson, but they're going to say it was not. And it will be York College basketball.
Zach, just one quick comment. It's good to see not only the fans back in the Eagles Nest this afternoon, but also see a cheer squad. That's been reinstituted, so it's good to have the cheerleaders on the sideline.
As it is homecoming here at the Eagles Nest here in Oklahoma Christian, as we have a whole bunch of alum, a whole bunch of clubs here for Oklahoma Christian, and a whole bunch of fans here to support both the Lady Eagles and Eagles basketball team here today.
One of the biggest highlights of Oklahoma Christian this first weekend to have homecoming, and it's always good to see a lot of people come back to the campus.
As Diaz has it at the top of the arc, tries to pass it down, nobody there, almost stolen away by Levings. Instead, it will go off Levings and be York College basketball as they inbound the ball right in front of the cheer squad. As Pesnia inbounds it to Jackson. 10 seconds on the shot clock, drives in, lays it up with the floater. No good, rebounded by Levings. The ball is then stolen, but they're going to say jump ball, and it will be Oklahoma Christian basketball.
One of the other advantages that the Eagles have in the first half here, they are dominating on second chance field goal percentage, hitting 3 out of 5 for 60%, while York is only 1 of 4 at 25%.
As Shelton has it past, nice lob down into Empler. Empler lays it up, and she is fouled and will go to the line for the second time here tonight for Oklahoma Christian.
Just a presence underneath as she got into the blocks and got the entry pass and went in for the shot and drew the foul.
As Empler was 1 for 2 from the free throw line earlier. As her first attempt this time is no good as it bounces off the rim twice. And as you can see right here on the replay, a couple of times as Caroline Lally made some nice shots along the glass as Empler's second attempt from the line is good. And Oklahoma Christian up by 16 as Empler now has 4 points on the evening. As York College has the ball, as Pesnia works against Sanderson. Sanderson getting a good amount of minutes here as Madison Coyer has 2 fouls, saved by Tyra Peck before going out of bounds, and there's a foul, and it looks like it is going to be on number 2 Thompson of York College. As Pesnia is now going to check out for Durrell.
And that's the second foul on Thompson, one of their starting guards. So if she's staying in the game, looks like she is right now, Zach, she, again, will have to be careful because here we are, 4:34 to go in the second quarter. She already has her second.
And with that foul, it puts the Lady Eagles in the bonus. So now every time they are fouled, they will go to the free throw line. As Shelton misses the first attempt at the line. And that's not very common for Megan Shelton, as she is a very decent free throw shooter.
She shot 72% last season, so maybe it's those first game jitters.
As it looks like she missed that one as well. As York now has it, number 32. Tajello has the ball. Gives it to number 2 Thompson, who puts up a jumper, no good. Deflected, and it looks like it's going to remain York College basketball as it goes off of Tyra Peck.
Good hustle trying to get the ball back, just couldn't grab a hold of it before it went out of bounds.
There's 4:14 left. York College has the ball, gives it to Thompson along the right wing. Another deflection by Tyra Peck. She is all over the place trying to steal that ball on some passes, as that's like the third or fourth one we've seen so far in this game. Nice inbound there. As now Durrell has it, gets a screen, wants to put up the jumper instead. Gives it to Torzello. Her shot no good as it goes off the side of the backboard. As Shelton Sanderson lobs it to Shelton. Shelton drives in, back out to Sanderson. Sanderson for 3. Off the front part of the rim, rebounded by Diaz. And there is a foul called on Megan Shelton. And that is going to be her first foul here in this game for Oklahoma Christian. As Durrell now brings the ball up the center part of the floor, works against Sanderson. Wants a screen, gets the screen from number 21, Lopez. She drives in, lays it up, and no good, rebounded by Empler. Now to Shelton. Hands it off to Peck. Peck gets a screen from Empler, puts up the 3, no good. Rebounded by Lopez. The chain of missed shots by both teams here keeps the action going as Thompson has it at the right wing. Starts to drive in, cuts back, bounce pass out, stolen away as Durrell could not hold on to it. Sanderson with a nice pass to Blackburn. Blackburn puts up a shot and she is fouled.
And fouled hard.
Looks like she took a shot to the face there.
What do you call it? The face plant? She's okay. Wearing two heavy knee braces, and you always get the jitters when a player goes down like that. You just hope that the knees are okay.
As Blackburn has been to the free throw line once, made both attempts, misses that attempt though. As Oklahoma Christian has been stuck at 31 points for the last couple of minutes. As Blackburn makes the second attempt.
She's 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the first half.
As number 25, Fike, looks to inbound the ball to Thompson. As Thompson passes it to Trevere. Trevere then wants to pass it back to Thompson and does at the top of the arc. Passes it down to Fike. Fike with the jumper. No good as it goes off the back part of the rim. Rebounded by Mayo as they fight, and they're going to say jump ball. And with that being the case, it is now York College's ball down at their own end. .242 left here in this first half. Is number 24, Diaz, and passes the ball in. Number 21, Lopez puts up the jumper, no good. Rebounded by Mayo again, who then hands it to Sanderson. Sanderson puts up a shot, foot on the line, so it's just a 2, but it is good. Sanderson looks very confident in shooting the ball out there.
Spotted up nicely on the right wing and just let it go, and the defender wasn't near her.
That is Sanderson's second foul, and it looks like it was on a reach. And Sanderson will now check out of the ball game, so will Tyra Peck.
Kenna Kellum is one of those substitute players coming in for the Eagles.
So is number 3, Shelby Garrett, for Oklahoma Christian. Both players are checking in for the first time here in this game. As inbound now, as number 23, Hackle, has the shot from behind the arc, makes it. As now Oklahoma Christian's Kelly Kellum has the ball, passes it to Garrett. Garrett at the top of the arc, picks up her dribble, gives it to Atkinson now, wants a screen, will get one. Hands it back to Kellum. Kellum now drives in, passes it back out to Mayo. Mayo back down. Kellum wants to put up the shot, instead doesn't. Now to Mayo, 5 seconds on the shot, puts up the jumper, gets it to go.
Nice patient offense by the Lady Eagles, and a nice turnaround jumper by Katie.
As Trevor has the ball, bounce pass back inside the paint to number 25, Fike. Passes it back out to Trevor. Trevor drives along the baseline, dishes it out to Heckle, who puts up another 3. No good. Rebounded, though, by Fike. Her shot, no good, and it is deflected. But they're going to say a foul on Oklahoma Christian before the ball was deflected. And it is on Katie Mayo. And that is going to be Mayo's second foul. Oh, excuse me, they're not. They're going to say it's on Atkinson now. And that is Atkinson's first foul. Now the refs are discussing something. And it looks like they're going to come talk to the timekeeper. And they are going to say the foul is on Atkinson, but they're going to say it was not on the floor. It was in the act of shooting. So Fike will go to the free throw line, and she misses the first attempt off the back part of the rim. As Fike's second attempt at the line, also off the same part of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Mayo, who then gives it to Garrett. Garrett then to Kellum. Kellum works against Zimmerman. Drives in, and they're going to say a foul on Zimmerman. It looks like she's going to get called for a hold, and that is going to put Kellum at the free throw line for Oklahoma Christian.
One of the advantages of moving your offense quickly is if you've got a quick guard like Kellum and she gets a step on that defender, more times than not, the defender, in order not to get beat anymore, is going to reach out and commit that foul, and that obviously sends the shooter to the free throw line.
As Kellum missed the first attempt at the free throw line, will make the second. OC up by almost 20 points over York College, and as we are in the final minute of play here in the first half, and is stolen away by number 45 Blackburn, who takes another hard fall, and it is going to put Blackburn at the line yet again. And they're going to say the foul is on number 24 Mia Diaz for York College.
Blackburn coming to the free throw line. She's 3 of 4 in the game so far, but has a total of 6 points here in the first half.
As Blackburn's first attempt at the line is good. OC now up by 20, 52.5 seconds left. As York College sent a player way down at the other end. And Atkinson is going to be guarding Zimmerman as Blackbird makes both. Pesnia now has it. Passes it to Zimmerman along the right wing. Passes it back out to Trevere. Back to Pesnia, wide open three. Good from behind the arc. Back down to a 17-point game. Pelham to Mayo. Mayo with the pivot step layup. No good, but she is fouled and will go to the line for Oklahoma Christian. This is going to be Katie Mayo's first attempts at the free throw line here tonight. And she's been awfully quiet in this game offensively.
Last year she was 71% from the free throw line. Let's see if she can do so well this afternoon. Misses on that first one.
As Katie Mayo's done very well on the glass, having 4 rebounds already as she makes the second, but now only has 3 points for Oklahoma Christian. There's 25 seconds left, 0.5 seconds between the shot clock and game clock. As number 23, Heichel, puts up a 3, no good, rebounded by Pesnia, no good again on the shot. Jump ball as Kellum got her hands in there, and it will be OC basketball with 10 seconds left exactly on the game clock here in the first half.
So this is the 4th time that there's been a tie-up in the game so far, and obviously they swap back and forth, and here with 10 seconds to go, great opportunity for the Eagles to take that last shot.
As it looks like York College is going to put a full court press. Well, they're not putting the press on anymore. As Atkinson has it along the right wing, 2 seconds left, lays it up, no good. Rebounded by number 25, Kendall Fike. And at the end of the first half, Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles lead the Lady Panthers 40-21. We'll be right back with Elijah Johnson in the studio with the halftime report right after this.
Don't forget, we'll be honoring some special guests, OC alumni cheerleaders, in just a moment.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow.
Four-legged homie, and then wham bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you. Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome, viewers, and welcome to the halftime show on this homecoming Saturday. The Lady Eagles are facing York, and they are absolutely destroying them. Just being honest. During the first quarter, they came out with high energy, came on the offensive rebounds, got in the paint, and that energy, that tenacity on the board has not gone down since the opening tip. The Lady Eagles have led for 97.8% of the game, and the last time York led was in the first quarter with 3-2. Honestly, not really much of a lead, not really much something to be accomplished about. The way the Lady Eagles have been focusing on offense is driving in the paint, getting layups, getting fouls, getting to the free throw line, or kicking it out for a three-pointer. For the threes, Lady Eagles have shot 3 for 12. Not very good, but it doesn't really matter if you're getting to the free throw line. It's called free shots for a reason, and they have been taking absolute advantage of York and their small team. So as we go into the second quarter, they've had a fast-paced offense. They've had lockdown defense. They've been controlling the pace of the game, and basically they've been doing everything right in order to win a game. The possessions have been, even 38-38, but the difference is that we've had more second chance points, we've had more shots in layups or wide open threes, and as far as we know, York can't get a pass off as they are playing sensational in the passing lanes. The Lady Eagles are also beating York in blocks with 1-5, and with the lead, the Lady Eagles have had 19 minutes and 34 seconds of leading. The rebounds, as I've said, has been absolutely outstanding for Oklahoma Christian as they're leading York 17-26. And as we've said, most of the questions have been, how will they respond without Addie Clift, and how would they change the offense or get along with the new players coming in the transfers? Yeah, the real answer is just drive, kick, drive, layup, drive, free throws, and absolutely lock down defense. That's really just how it's been for the first half. Lockdown defense and free throws. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O's for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Back to the Eagle Sports Network. My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Danny Henderson. Danny, I talked to Coach Finley during the halftime break, and I asked her two questions. First question is, what did she like her energy-wise for her players? She said so far she was very pleased with how they started the game, but she said when they hit around the 30-point mark, they kind of slowed down and just really didn't have all that energy as they used to. Second thing I asked her is what she thinks they need to improve on defensively. She said defensively, they were just moving a little too quick down along inside the paint, down in the second half, or late in the first half, excuse me, and that they were causing so much trouble early on because they were settling their feet, but then they started not to settle their feet.
And, the movement of the feet in basketball is so pivotal, no pun intended, that you just got to keep them going. I know one thing that she was concerned about, or about 2 weeks ago, was the conditioning of the team. And anybody that follows basketball, you've got to be in tip-top shape to be able to run up and down the court as often as you do. So maybe they're not yet in game shape, and that will come in time. But obviously she's picked up on that, and that's one thing that they'll be watching for the rest of the game this afternoon.
One thing she did also want the team to improve on here in this second half was free throws. They missed quite a bit of free throws.
Yeah, they were 9 of 16, 56.3% in the first half, and that's where you really win the games.
As we have a delay here, and it looks like Durrell is talking to the head referee at midcourt.
While we have just a moment, let's go ahead and give you a breakdown on the shooting percentage. First of all, by York in the first half, the 8 of 38 from the field at 21%. The Eagles 14 of 33 at 42%. Behind the arc, York was 5 of 12 for 42%, and the Eagles 3 of 12 at 25%.
We still have a little bit of a delay. Danny, what did you like from the Eagles in the first half all around?
Well, the second chance points down on the offensive end. I think they were doing a good job of blocking out and coming away with that rebound and either getting it back out to a shooter or going back up off the glass and taking advantage of the offensive rebounds.
As we resume play now, as Jackson has the ball, puts up a three from the right wing, no good, rebounded by Coyer, who's back in the game after having 2 fouls early. Quick, fast-paced passing for Oklahoma Christian. Peck gets the assist down to Katie Mayo.
Oh, Mayo, she's just so good on getting that entry pass from one of the guards and just kissing it off the glass.
As number 24, Diaz has it, almost uses her arm there, loses control of the ball as Oklahoma Christian starting to settle their feet like Coach Finley said she wanted them to do defensively. As
two-point basket, Shea
drive down inside and lay it up on the right side of the glass and good. Another fast break, nice feed by Madison Coyer, getting it to Peck, and she will now have the chance to convert an and one for Oklahoma Christian.
Boy, they go up. It's fun to watch any team just go up fearlessly on a basket like that. So going to the free throw line, like you said, will be Peck.
As Tyra Peck's been quiet here in this game, and she now gets her first points for Oklahoma Christian. She will now have the chance to convert the and one. No good, rebounded. And it looks like it's going to stay OC ball as the ball was deflected by Fike and goes out of bounds. So Oklahoma Christian now has a chance for a 4-point play, up to 5-point play here. As Caroline Lally inbounds it at the own baseline for OC. Needs to pass it in before, and does. Coyer back, Lally puts up a jumper, no good, rebounded by Fike.
Nice move underneath and got the good shot, but just a little bit off to the right.
as Darrell now has it at the top of the arc, passes it to number 2, Thompson. Thompson works against Shelton, starts to drive in, passes it out to Darrell for 3. No good. Rebounded by Lally. Looks like they're double teaming Caroline Lally down inside the paint on a nice feed from Coyer to Mayo. Mayo's shot no good, deflected, almost stolen away. So there's a scramble, and it is stolen away by Oklahoma Christian. Lally now to Coyer. Coyer with the feed, lobbing it to Mayo, and his Mayo shot no good. Mayo's missed 2 shots down low here.
Mayo having the height advantage on that rebound, but just cannot get the ball to fall. Of course, last year she was the number 2 scorer in the Heartland Conference, and she was averaging about 16 points per game during last season.
As Coyer looks to inbound the ball, the rest are discussing something. It looks like the time, but they're saying everything's good to go. As Coyer will now inbound the ball. Lobs it to Mayo, then hands it to Shelton. Lally, nice pass to Mayo. Her shot, no good. To Shelton. Shelton gets the rebound, no good on that. Rebounded then by Diaz of York College.
I know Katie's got to feel frustrated, but she can't let that get to her and just keep playing hard-nosed ball as she has all game.
As Jackson passes it to Fike, hands it back to Jackson. Jackson along the left side, lays it up, gets the teardrop to go.
She has 4 points here in the third quarter.
As Madison Coyer doing what she does, picking up the pace of the game. Now to Lally. Lally lays it up and is fouled. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Nice move underneath, just going up from the right side on the layup and draws the foul. And she had the height advantage as well, so the defender didn't really have much choice.
As this is now Lally's first attempt at the free throw line, as number 22 Pittman will check in for Pesnia, or for number 25 Fike, excuse me.
That's the second one on Fike.
Kira Pacina in for York.
As Lally has the ball, gets her feet set to take the first free throw attempt. It is up, and it's no good as it goes off the back part of the rim. Another free throw, no good for Oklahoma Christian.
And like you said, Zach, that was the one thing that the Coach Finley was concerned about, their ineffectiveness at the charity stripe.
As she misses both, as Jackson now has it, letting her players get back caught up down at their own end. Gives it to Pesnia, who then gives it to Diaz along the left corner. Works against Peck. Tied up at work, and they're going to call it travel on Diaz. Nice job generating that turnover by Tyra Peck and Megan Shelton.
And that's the 7th one against York this afternoon. They had 6 in the first half.
As York College is starting to put half-court press on Oklahoma Christian. As Coyer lobs it to Shelton, wide open. Drives in, bounce pass to Peck. Peck for 3 from the left corner. Good!
Oh, there was nothing but net on that shot.
Tyra Peck makes her first three-pointer of the game, and there is then a timeout called by the head coach of York College. So we will step away, and we'll be right back right after this. Oklahoma Christian leads 47-25.
So here in the second half, OC is already 0 for 3 from the free throw line. So it hasn't gotten any better. Are we ready?
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. As Oklahoma Christian leads 47-25 with 7 minutes left here in this ball game. York College has the ball. Gives it to Diaz. Diaz works against Shelton, wants a screen, does not take the screen, passes it out to Trevor. Trevor lays it up, no good on the finger roll. It was deflected.
Lady Eagle
Last
basketball.
touch by York College will be OC basketball.
Looks like the Eagles are still playing some good defense. Now they're going to ramp it up a little bit and go full court pressure being given by York against the Eagles.
Shelton then gives it to Mayo. Mayo starts to drive in, finds a lane. Nice pass to Lally, but there was a foul right before
The foul calls on
the
Diaz.
pass
Her
from
fourth.
Katie Mayo on number
Team third.
24. Diaz, that is her fourth foul of the
In for
game
York, number 21, Maria
here
Lopez.
early in this third quarter of play.
And with her being one of the 5 starters for the York Panthers, that puts them in a very precarious position here in the third as well as the rest of the game.
As Coyer gives it to Mayo. Back out to Lally. Lally drives in, lays it up on the left side of the glass. No good. Rebounded by number 22, Pittman, who then gives it to Pesnia. Pesnia drives in on the left side. Works against Coyer. Passes it out to number 21, Lopez, who then passes it out to number 0, Trevor, who tries to pass it back and is stolen away. As Tyra Peck now has it, passes it out to a wide open Shelton for 3. No good. And there's a scramble for the ball, recovered by York College's Lopez, who then gives it to Pesnia to reset the play and slow it down for the Lady Panthers. As Tyra Peck gets her hand in there and deflects it, almost a tragic call or play there for the Lady Panthers. They almost turned it over again. Pass down from Trevor to Pittman for the jumper at the free throw line is good.
Those are her first points in the game this afternoon for Pittman.
And Shelton gets the nice pass from Madison Coyer to put up a 3 from the right wing. And that was a quick response by Oklahoma Christian. Deflected by Tyra Peck. Is going to go off her knee, so they're going to say kickball violation will remain York College basketball.
Number 2, Melody Thompson.
As Jackson now checks in for Trevere.
Epperly and Blackburn back into the Lady Eagle lineup.
And for Megan, she's got 7 points in the game this afternoon, 4 in the first half, and the three-pointer gives her 7 at this point with 5:25 to go in the third.
As Thompson then gives it to Pesnia at the top of the arc, passes it down to Pittman. Pittman puts up the jumper over Blackburn, no good, rebounded by Blackburn, who then gives it to Coyer. Coyer on the fast break, passes it out to Shelton. Shelton drives in, farther down, and there is going to be a foul called, and it looks like it's going to be on Thompson.
Foul's called on Thompson, her third.
And that is going to be her third foul, it looks like, on the evening for the Lady Panthers. As Coyer lobs it up to Blackburn, then hands it to Shelton. Now to Empler. Empler, nice pass over to Coyer. Coyer passes it back down to Blackburn, lays it up, a little too strong on the layup, and it is rebounded by Pittman.
The Eagles offense is having some good shot opportunities underneath the basket, but just having a hard time getting the ball to drop through.
As Coyer gets her hand in the face of Pesnia on the shot, forcing it not to go in. As Blackburn now has it, and she takes another hard fall. This is like her third or fourth hard fall of this game. We now have a media timeout, so we will step away and be back with more action right after this.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
Panther basketball.
.27 here in this game as number 23, Heckel, has the ball, passes it. Now Lopez has it, drives in, passes it back out to Pesnia, who puts up a 3 from the left wing, no good. Rebounded by Blackburn. Coyer on the fast break. Looks like she's just going to drive in. Instead, dishes it out to Peck for 3.
Good! That's not the first time that's happened in the game so far. That's the second play run just like that between Collier and Peck in the far corner, and she nails the 3.
As Oklahoma Christian increases their lead up to 26 over York. As the shot from York is no good, as Coyer doing what she does best, just drives coast to coast, lays it up, no good. Rebounded by Pittman.
A nice drive up the court, but just had the off-balance shot from the left side that would not go in.
As Thompson now has it, dumps it off to Pesnia. Pesnia wants a screen from Pittman, takes it, instead gives it back to Thompson. Thompson drives in, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Gives it to Pittman, her shot, no good. And they're going to say a foul called, and it looks like it's going to be on York. And it will be Oklahoma Christian ball, and they're going to say it is on Thompson, who now has
foul called the number
4
2,
fouls, and she is another starter for York.
Team fifth.
That is in foul trouble.
Trujillo back in for York College. And
as with that foul, it's going to send Tyra Peck to the free throw line as it puts OC in the bonus.
Connor Atkinson.
With 3:19 left here in this third quarter of play.
Galen Brown also in for York.
As Thompson will now check out, and it looks like Shelby Sanderson is going to check in for Madison Coyer, and Levings is going to get ready to check in.
Lady Eagles, Tyra Peck at the line.
Peck is already 0 for 1 from the free throw line here in the third
first
quarter.
free throw is good.
But she's able to convert on that one.
As Peck now had no points coming into this second half of play, already has 9 alone in this third quarter. Now 10.
Tyra Peck, 2 for 2.
Peck is now going to check out for Levings.
Kendra Levings back in for York.
Oklahoma Christian's had some pretty good rotation play here between bench players and starters. And both sides, or both bench players and starters, are producing.
Traveling the call, it's Lady Eagle basketball.
Tackle slips and falls and is called for a travel in the process.
And that'll be the 10th turnover against the Lady Panthers.
As Levings looks to inbound the ball right in front of us. Gives it to Sanderson. Sanderson tightly covered by Pesnia. Drives in from the top of the arc, passes it out to Atkinson. Another player for York falls. Gets back up, Sanderson. Now to Blackburn, down to Levings, or to Empler. Empler, and her shot is good, but they are going to say charge, and is going to be a late call. One said
Everly whistle for the
a blocking foul, and the other one said a charge. That is now going to be, that's Empler's first foul of the game for Oklahoma Christian. As Pesnia drives in, lays it up, gets the teardrop to go as it goes off the back part of the, off the top part of the glass and in. As Sanderson trying to do what Madison Coyer does, drive in really quick, pass it out, gives it to Empler for a jump shot, no good, saved, but they're going to say out of bounds before Blackburn could save it.
Yeah, Blackburn giving a lot of good effort, but her shoe was on the end line, and so a turnover back to York.
As number 23, Heckel, has the ball, passes it to number 32, Torgello. Now to 3, Shelburne. Nice bounce pass down to Torgello, who lays it up and gets the bucket to go.
Epperly was trying to front her, and as she did, she got the entry pass and got around her and was able to put the layup from the left side in for the basket.
As Atkinson for 3 with the hand in the face. She knocks that down. As Atkinson now has 9 points here for Oklahoma Christian.
And all of those coming from behind the arc.
As number 12, Brown, has the ball. Nice little lob pass to Shelburne. She drives in, puts up the shot, no good. Nice little lob touch from to Sanderson. Bounce pass to Levings and a nice play there for Oklahoma Christian on the fast break.
Nice back and forth and just a good layup by Levings from the left side.
As number 32, Porgello, lays it up, and she is fouled, it looks like, and will go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be on
Foul called on
Empler.
Epperly, her second. Team second.
Or Empley, excuse me.
Number 5, Hannah Zimmerman in for York College.
And she now has her second foul of the evening for Oklahoma Christian. As Torgello's first attempt from the free throw line is good, and that is the first free throw made here this evening by York.
Good catch, Zach. Up until now, York has not gotten to the free throw line.
As that attempt
Trujillo
is
goes
no
1 for
good, but
2
then there is
from the line.
another call on Oklahoma Christian, and they're going to say it is
Foul called
on
Kendall Blackburn, her
Atkinson.
third. Team third.
Or excuse me, number 45, Blackburn, and that's going to be her first foul, so it will remain York. Ball down at their own end with 1:16 left in this third quarter.
They're changing the foul now.
And now they're going to say it was on. Looks like they said number 20, but there is no number 20 out there for Oklahoma Christian. As OC gets the steal on the fast break. It was stolen away before getting to Blackburn by number 3, Shelburne. Now to Brown. Brown drives in. Nice behind the back dribble. Passes it down, then stolen away by Atkinson. And Atkinson takes a hard hit from Shelburne. And that is going to send Atkinson to the free throw line
for saying hello
for Oklahoma Christian, as Caroline Lally will check back into the ballgame for Blackburn.
Connor Atkinson,
Atkinson
at
at the
She's
free
shooting
throw
two.
line. It's going to be her first attempts at the line here in this game.
This will be, as you said, her first opportunity from the charity stripe. She has 9 points in the game, as we mentioned earlier, all from behind the arc.
As she makes the
first
first
free throw
attempt,
is
she is now
good.
tied with Tyra Peck for the most points in this game at 10. As Atkinson's second attempt is good as well.
Connor Atkinson, 2 for 2 from the
Last two
line.
attempts or trips to the free throw line for Oklahoma Christian have been very successful. As number 5 Zimmerman gives it to Shelburne. Shelburne drives it along the right side. Round along the baseline, guarded very closely by Lally. Back out to Torgello, who lays up the jumper, or the floater. Gets a nice bounce. And gets the bucket to fall.
She has 3 points here, all in the third quarter.
As a nice pass from Atkinson down to Empler. And her shot is no good, but she is fouled and will go to the free throw line. The foul was on number 3, Shelburne, her second foul of the
Epperly at
ball
the
game.
line, she's shooting 2.
As her first
And the
attempt
first
from
free
the
throw
free throw
is
line
good.
is good, as Oklahoma Christian is now 1 point away from being up by 30 to end this third quarter of play. And her second attempt rolls around the rim,
Emma
but does
Epperly,
fall.
2 for 2 from
And
the
OC
line.
now up by 30, and that is Empler's 6 point on the ball game. As Heckel puts up a 3 from behind the arc, no good. Rebounded by Atkinson. Atkinson was taking a lot of hands to the face there, it looked like, with no call. And they are going to say a foul called on Atkinson. It looks like they're going to say a charge.
Offensive
It looked
foul
like she
called on
pushed
Connor
off a little bit
Atkinson,
with her arm.
second.
I think Atkinson's just a little frustrated and not getting the call after one. That rebound almost, I think it hit her in the face. So it's not only hands getting her, but the ball as well, and she was just frustrated.
As there's 2 seconds left. No good on the shot. Atkinson gets it, now pass up to
That's the end of
Sanderson,
3.
but at the end of the third quarter, Oklahoma Christian leads 64-34 over York, and we'll be right back with the fourth quarter right after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 30 as we get ready to start this fourth quarter of play.
Number 3, Shelby.
Danny,
Garrett.
it's been a great, fast-paced game for Oklahoma Christian. A lot of well-teamed play.
Oh, no doubt about it. The rebounding, then getting to the open player and just passing it around once they get to the offensive end. But one of the keys that Coach Finley talked about, she was a little frustrated with their free throw shooting. In the last flurry there in the third quarter, OC was 6 of 6 from the free throw line. They now up their percentage to 60. That's got to make the coach feel a little bit better.
As Garrett hands it off to Kellum, it looks like Coach Finley's going to start getting in some of her deep bench players in as Empler lays it up on the left side, gets that to go. She now has 8 points. She's coming out of nowhere here for Oklahoma Christian.
And that's what you want to see from your bench players, to come in and contribute like that. So good effort by Epperly on that offensive end.
As number 25, Fike now has it, passes it to Darrell. Darrell puts up a shot from behind the arc and gets that to go. As now the inbound to Kellum. As Kellum starts to move up, gives it to Garrett. Garrett gets a little bit of a screen from Kellum, takes it, now at the top of the arc, hands it to number 40, Bell. Back to Garrett. Garrett then tries to pass it down to Lally, overthrows her and is stolen away. A nice pass from, or Jackson has it, passes it, overthrows number 2, Thompson, and the ball goes out of bounds. Another turnover for York.
OC needs to take opportunity of it every time they get that turnover on the defensive end and convert.
As Empler puts up the shot, no good on the shot, rebounded by Jackson. Jackson drives in, and it looks like the foul's going to be on Garrett on the floor. As Blackburn is now going to check in for Emplery. As Blackburn comes in with 8 points, only 1 foul here in this game. She's been a very solid player for Oklahoma Christian off the bench. As number 24, Diaz, has the ball. Drives in, passes it out, and stolen away by Kellum. Kellum then drives, loses control of it. Nice pass, but it is going to be over the back, a backcourt violation there as Kellum just tossed it straight up to Caroline Lally, who caught it.
And she didn't have a choice. I mean, the ball came right at her. Even though she's in the backcourt, it's either catch the ball or get hit hard.
So it will be York ball with 8:21 left here in this ball game. Darrell now gives it to number 24, Diaz. Diaz starts to drive in along the left side, lays it up on the left side of the glass, and gets it to go with Oklahoma Christian. As there's then a steal on the other end by York. Her shot no good from Darrell, then rebounded by Kellum. Kellum then gives it to Bell. Bell then tries to pass it down to Blackburn and then stolen away. And then another steal by Tyra Peck, who's been all over the passing lanes here in this game. As then Peck tries to throw it, and another steal to Jackson, and then deflected by Tyra Peck. A scramble for the ball, then recovered by Thompson, and then deflected yet again by Oklahoma Christian and out of bounds.
Well, it's one of those yay boost situations. You're glad to see your defense being that tenacious, but when you get on the offensive end, they're not taking care of the ball.
Both teams were playing very good defense and very poorly offensively.
That's the best way to put it, Zach.
As Thompson now has the ball, passes it into the right corner. to number 24, Diaz, who lays it up and gets it to go. Tyra Peck now to Kellum. As Kellum slows it down, hopefully to try to not force a turnover here for Oklahoma Christian. As Bell now has it at the left corner. Nice pass down to Blackburn, lays it up, gets the teardropper to go.
Great pass, great positioning by Blackburn for the field goal.
As Blackburn now has 10 points. As Jackson puts up the jumper, no good. Rebounded by Thompson for York. Shot clock reset. Thompson along the right corner, drives in, works against Bell. Nice job by Blackburn getting her hand in there, not forcing a foul. Rebounded by Bell. Nice pass up to Blackburn, then to Kellum. Kellum lays it up, does not get it to fall, and it is rebounded by Fike.
Good positioning by Kellum. Just needed a little more effort on the shot for it to go in, but good job being there.
With 6:26 left, Fike lays it up, makes the bucket, and she goes down hard, and she looks like she's out of breath. Don't really know what happened there, if she got hit in the gut with the hand coming down from Blackburn or what exactly happened.
I think it came down on her shoulder, and there's one or two players for York that are having shoulder injuries. And if that's the case, that can be extremely painful.
Well, the refs are discussing something now, and I'm wondering if they're going to come and try to take a look and see if there was a foul afterwards, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. They are going to review the last play to see if there was any type of contact after the bucket.
From my vantage point, I could be totally wrong, Zach, but it looked like there was some pushing, if you will, by the OC player, and it caused her to go down on the floor.
And if that's the case, it is after the bucket, so it would be considered a technical foul, which would give them a shot at the line and then the ball. So
and that's one of the things about the first game of the season. You know, you want to teach your players, just be careful. I mean, you're going to foul. You have to foul sometimes. But try to stay within yourself and don't get out of control and put your opponent in that situation.
As we can see right here, here's the pass. Oh, it looks like they're checking after the play. As they're looking now. Here comes the layup. No good. But here's what that was the play previously. So that was the possession beforehand. So here comes the transition here. So he drives down. Nice pass into the corner. Pass down low. Move. Puts up a shot. You don't really see anything there from that camera angle.
No, that's going to be a hard call to make because the infraction, we'll just go ahead and call it that.
Here's a better view right here. Lays it up. It's going to be from the other end. Here's the fast break. No good on the shot. So here's where everything starts. Quick pass down into the left corner right here. Pass down. Zooms in. Pivot step, shot. It looks like they just get tangled up there.
I think their arms do get tangled, and if she truly does have a shoulder problem, just any pressure pulled against her is going to cause, that pain. And I know she was hurting.
It looks like it's accidental contact, so it does not look like, at least from my perspective here, that there is no need for a foul, for a technical foul. It just looks like a lot of accidental contact. And you are right, it does look like it has to deal with her shoulder. She comes in, they tangle up, and her arm just moves. So it does look like it is that shoulder, and it looks accidental to me.
Yeah, and you hate to see anybody hurt like that, and you don't want anything to happen to them for the rest, to keep them out any length of time, but it's just a matter of playing and arms being up and pulling them back against each other, and they just got tangled and unfortunately sent her to the floor hurting.
Well, as the refs discuss, it looks like they're going to come back one last time to look at one more thing. I wonder what they're going to be looking at here, because normally when they come back a second time, it's something a little more important. They might be trying to figure out the clock here.
That's what I was wondering, too, if they want to make sure that the game clock is where it needs to be.
Give away some coffee, some whole bean coffee from Compadres.
And it looks like that's what it was. It looks like they were going to get the clock set, and it looks like they're going to try to keep it at the 6:22 mark now. And I do believe it is going to be OC basketball.
Now, Zach, some people may complain about the length of time that it's taking to make this determination, but I'm of the opinion, get it right. I mean, do what's right for both teams.
And that looks like what they're doing. The head ref is bringing both head coaches over now to talk.
And really, this has been a pretty well officiated game. And we haven't said too much about the calls, and that's usually an indication that they're doing a pretty good job.
Well, one thing I have noticed is the refs have let them play. And they've let them be physical down low, let them do what they want to do, but they don't want it to get too out of hand is what they looks like they're showing.
And keep in mind, this is the first game, even though it's an exhibition, for OC, and the third game for the York Panthers.
As it looks like it is going to be Oklahoma Christian ball with 6:22 left on the game clock. Tyra Peck inbounds it to Garrett. Garrett drives in, another deflection, almost stolen away by Jackson, gives it to Coyer. Coyer then and there's then a foul called on Jackson. And that is going to be Jackson's first foul of the game.
She has been active this entire game, and that is the fact that it's her first foul. I expect her to have like 3 or 4 already.
As Madison Coyer looks to inbound the ball, gives it to Peck. Peck now starts to move over to the right corner, passes it down low to Blackburn, deflected and stolen away by Pesnia. Pesnia drives in, and then a charge. Nice job by Madison Coyer, setting her feet there inside the circle to force the charge.
That'll be her second foul in the game.
As now Garrett has it along the right side, brings it back up towards the middle, then moves back out. Starts to drive in, makes room, she slips and falls. It is then saved by Bell. He then gives it to Coyer. Coyer now, she just drives in, lays it up. Little too strong.
There was nobody in the lane.
And it is rebounded by number 22, Pittman, who then gives it now down low to Pittman. Pittman lays it up off the glass.
Oh, that was just a nice look. She got into the lane and was able to get good position for the basket.
As Pittman now has 4 points for the Lady Panthers, as Katie Mayo is going to check back in, and so is Emplery. Katie Mayo to inbound the ball. Looks like OC just wants to get a little more height out there. As Garrett now gets the ball stolen away by Jackson and then loses control of it when she had an easy lane to the basket. Passes it back out to number 1, Pesnia, who shot from behind the arc. No good. Rebounded by OC. Peck drives in, passes it out to Emplery, who then picks up her dribble, passes it out to Coyer. Coyer for 3 from the top of the arc. No good. Rebounded by Pittman. A lot of back and forth here. 4:54 left in this game. As Coyer tries to steal it. Jackson for 3. No good. Too strong and too far to the right. Rebounded by Emplery. Then gives it to Coyer. Coyer with a pass to Garrett. Garrett for 3 from the left corner. Bang!
Nice smooth shot by Garrett for the three-pointer. Good ball movement to get the ball to her.
That is her first points of her collegiate career here for Oklahoma Christian. As there's a foul down at the other end. And it looks like it's going to be on Katie Mayo, and they're going to say media timeout. So when we come back, York College will be at the free throw line with 4:24 left. Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian leads 71-45 with 4 left, just before the break. Katie Mayo called for the foul against number 2, Thompson. So Thompson's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws for York. As Thompson's first attempt at the free throw line is good. Gets them their second free throw made at the free throw line here.
And for Thompson, that's her first point of the game.
As Thompson's second attempt also good. As Madison Coyer starts to drive in, a lot of hand fighting there between the two, between Coyer and number 1, Pesnia. And the foul is going to be on Pesnia, her third foul in this game. Madison Coyer inbounds it to Atkinson. Atkinson then passes it up to Peck at the top of the arc. Back to Atkinson in the right corner. Pass down a little too strong, but saved by Mayo. Her shot too strong as she does not hit anything on the shot.
And Katie's just had a hard time this afternoon finding her shot, feeling comfortable, even though she's been in good position.
As number 24, Diaz has it, passes it down, then passes it right back out to Pesnia, who her shot from behind the arc is good. It is now a 21-point game. The ball is then deflected by Durrell and then goes to Atkinson, who then gets the ball deflected again, but goes off her leg and out of bounds. Another costly turnover for Oklahoma Christian late in this game.
And Pesina with that three-pointer, she is now 3 of 6, 50% on the afternoon from behind the arc.
As Pesina now has it. Hands it off to Thompson, passes it back out to the left corner to Durrell, who puts up a 3. Does not hit anything but the top part of the backboard, which causes it to be out of bounds. As Levings now gives it to Coyer. Coyer looks like wanting to slow it down to tick off some of the clock. As Coyer then finds a lane, passes it out to a wide open Peck from behind the arc, who drains that 3.
That has worked all afternoon long, Zach.
As Tyra Peck now takes the lead for the most points for Oklahoma Christian at 13 with 3 minutes left. As the ball is then stolen away. As Coyer then gets her pass deflected but recovered by Atkinson. Another pass deflected by Peck to Emplery. Her shot blocked, rebounded by Levings, and her second attempt no good.
She had a tough shot. It was over the shoulder a shot from with her back to the basket with her right hand, and it hit the backboard but just wouldn't go in the basket.
Pass out to Pesnia for 3, no good. Rebounded by Thompson, who finds an easy lane to the basket and drains the 2-point layup. Madison Coyer trying to work, loses control over footing, but keeps the dribble. Impressive move there by Madison Coyer, who drives down, puts up the pull-up, or pulls up the shot, no good as it goes off the top part of the rim, no good. As Durrell now has it, and there's a 30-second timeout, it looks like. It looks like they're going to say a full timeout. So with it being a full timeout, we are going to stay here and talk. Danny, it's been a back-and-forth game for Oklahoma Christian. They start off fast, start off really good, then they slow it down and they kind of play sloppy. And they've done that back and forth between both halves. What do they need to do to change that?
Well, for the rest of the game, they just need to be intent on doing what they do best, and that's staying where they need to be offensively, looking for the open shooter. But I think a lot of it has to do, again, with the fitness that they may be in here in the early part of the season. And that usually is what happens, and that's a tendency you see, is that you slow down a little bit going from one end of the court to the other. Maybe their legs aren't under them yet, and they still need to work on that. But here with 38, time remaining in the game, I think they just got to mentally stay intent, work hard going on either end of the court, and just continue the same game plan. Find the open shooter, get the ball to them, get back on the defensive end, keep your hands up, cause the missed shot, get the rebound, and go back into transition.
Who has stood out to you so far through this game?
Oh, I like the way that Peck is shooting. I mean, she is getting down there in the far corner, the left far corner, and they're looking for her. She's getting over there easily, and she has been nailing 3 3-pointers from that corner, and she has 13 points in the game to lead all the Eagles at this time. So I really like the play of Tyra Peck and how well she's performed so far.
Well, to expand on the play of Tyra Peck, one thing that is not credited in the stat column is how many passes she's disrupted, like the lane. She's done very well of getting in the lane of the passing for York College.
And that's quickness, Zach. She's just looking and finding that ball.
As York puts up a shot by number 4. For York makes that, which is Jackson. Oklahoma Christian now has it, gives it to Sanderson, who then gives it to Atkinson, then to Levings. 1:35 left in this game. To Coyer at the right wing. Gets a screen from Levings. Drives in, passes it back out to Emplery, who puts up the jumper. No good. Rebounded by Levings. Her second chance, or her shot attempt, no good, but is fouled. And Levings will go to the free throw line for the first time here tonight.
Zach, as you mentioned just a minute ago, what's not in the statistics is the hustle. And even though Levings may not have a high game as far as points are concerned, she's really been in the thick of it ever since she came in off the bench.
As Levings makes the first attempt at the free throw line. Her second attempt is good as well. Late in this second half of play, Oklahoma Christian's done very well at the free throw line.
After that last break, they were still 15 of 25 for 60%.
As Durrell now has it, gives it to Jackson at the top of the arc. Jackson drives in, pulls up, puts up the jumper at the free throw line and gets that to go. 2 consecutive baskets for Jackson now on 2 trips. As Sanderson passes it to Coyer. Coyer loses control of it after it was deflected by Jackson, but regains it. She then drives in, and there's a foul called on Durrell. They're actually going to say it's on Jackson now.
And Zach, you asked earlier some of the things that may stand out. I think ball control. You've got to be under control, handle the ball, be aware of the defense, and just make sure that you manage it and maintain possession in order to make the most of your offensive possession.
Oklahoma Christian's been doing that throughout most of the night, but as of late in this fourth quarter, with as much press as York has been putting on, they've been very sloppy in their passes.
And would you believe, for Collier, that's her first points of the game, and never thought it would be with a minute to go. She comes up with her first 2 points in the contest.
As we are under the final minute of play, here's Oklahoma Christian looking to come away with the win, as the shot by number 13, Giannis Keith, who checks in for the first time, is no good. Pass intercepted by Coyer, but then another pass way down the other end of the floor is too strong and ahead of Jackson, and will go out of bounds with 34.8 seconds left in this game. Madison Coyer, looks like she's just going to try to hold on to the ball as much as she can. Instead, Coyer's just going to drive in, pass it out to Atkinson, and her shot from behind the arc, no good. Saved, but then was stolen away by Emplerly, who drives in, puts up a shot, and is fouled with 15.9 seconds left. And she will go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul was on Jackson, her 3rd foul of the game now. And that foul puts Oklahoma Christian in the bonus. As Emplery looks to make. This is her first attempt from the line now, as Oklahoma Christian, that's their first miss of free throw after the last 6 attempts.
They have done quite well here in the late going.
As Emplery causes York to jump early, so Emplery will go to the free throw line yet again for 2 more shots. Oh, they're going to say 1 more, it looks like. As Emplery's attempt, no good, as she missed all 3 attempts at the free throw line. Bounce pass up to number 24, Diaz, who passes it back out to Trevar, who puts up a shot, no good with 6 seconds left. The ball goes out of bounds, will remain York basketball. As Diaz looks to inbound it, gives it to Trevar, who gives it to Jackson. Jackson puts up a three, no good, rebounded by Sanderson as it's actually tied up. And they're going to say no shot on the bucket for York. And with that, Oklahoma Christian comes away with a 78-56 win over the Lady Panthers of York. So we'll be right back with Elijah in the studio for postgame, and then he'll probably shoot it here with the interview with Coach Finley. It just depends. We'll be right back right after this.
Homecoming festivities coming up soon, but first, to honor a team of distinction, stay tuned.
That's the last one. Hello, Samuel.
Do I? Scrape at the bottom of the barrel, aren't
Yeah,
you?
they are.
I love them. That was a great series.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
OC's baseball team was unheralded before the 1973 season, when a group of 19 young men and an outstanding coach crafted a season for the ages. The Eagles went 30-10. They won the NAI District 9 and Area 3 titles to advance to the NAI World Series in Phoenix, where they won 2 more games and recorded a third-place national finish. Their accomplishments helped raise the profile of OC athletics even further. A few years after the 1968 men's basketball team had qualified for the NAI tournament for basketball. The Eagles roster in 1968 included 2 NAI All-Americans and pitcher Morris Carnes and shortstop Johnny Inman, and All-District 9 selection and catcher Dennis Morgan. Members of this team went into teaching and coaching, the ministry, the military, medicine, business, broadcasting, and many other fields.
This team right here set the gold standard for all OC baseball teams that have followed and established many program records that have yet to be matched almost half a century later. Their coach was the legendary Max Dobson. Yeah, let's give it up for Coach Dobson. He served more than 45 years here as a coach, teacher, and administrator. He's a man who's had a powerful influence on countless number of lives, including those of the men on his team. One of them is Tom McLemore, and he shares this story. When you start something, you finish it. My father, Gerald McLemore, told me years after I completed an Associate of Arts degree at a junior college. My baseball experience at junior college was 2 years, and it was controlled by a Major League Baseball team, which meant they got to decide who played. So when I went back to college, I did personal campus visits at a number of universities here in Oklahoma and talked to current baseball players, asking if the coach was fair and non-political with players and honest. Coach Max Dobson, hands down, consistently had the highest reputation for being a Christian and who selected players to start on the Oklahoma Christian baseball team who earned their way to start. Tom says when we played basketball games with the faculty and other OCC baseball players, it was a special thing. Faculty back then consisted of gentlemen like Ray Vaughn, Mike Gibson, Jim Wilson, Joe McCormick, many great names from that era in OC athletics. So Coach Dobson, on behalf of not just your team, but I think everyone in the gym, we want to say thank you. We ask now that you direct your attention to the video board for a short item about this team.
and gentlemen, it's time for your homecoming card presentation. Thank you for joining us today as we recognize a few of our incredible students for their contributions. First up, we have our class representatives, representing the freshman class. Christian Desire and Aaron Ingram. Christian is a vibrant and from Mesquite, Texas, and Aaron the current Christian major of the Spanish language from Memphis, Texas. Representing the sophomore class, Trinity McDaniel and Mason Weaver. Representing the junior class, Nassau and Abby Horry. Our first nominee, Katie Baker. Katie, a psychology major from Atlanta, Georgia. On campus, she is president of the Psi Chi National Honor Society and the Psychology and Family Science Club, and a member of Phi Omega Nu. Her favorite childhood movie is The Lion King. She is being escorted by Trent Naylor, a senior electrical engineering major from Cameron, Missouri. He is a member of Psi Epsilon. His favorite childhood movie is VeggieTales. Next, we have Nikki Larson. Nikki, a family science and vocational ministry major from Houston, Texas. She is involved in Iota Kappa Phi, SGA, chaplain and vice president of the senior class, and the president's leadership class. According to her mom, Nikki's favorite childhood movie was The Wizard of Oz. She is escorted by Adam Laird, our next nominee. He is a finance major from Billings, Montana. On campus, he is involved with Chi Lambda Phi, and his favorite childhood movie is The Incredibles. Our next representative, Sydney Laird. Sydney, an interdisciplinary studies major with a minor in psychology from Tulsa, Oklahoma. On campus, she is involved in Theta 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 as the athletic director. Her favorite childhood movie is The Wizard of Oz and A Wrinkle in Time. Sydney is being escorted by Blake Mayfield, creative media major from Crandall, Texas. He is Alpha Gamma Omega Treasurer, Outreach Vice President and Treasurer, Eagle Media Student Manager, Eagle Angle Director, and OC Theater Technical Director. His favorite movie is Chicken Run. Our next representatives were the top 6 chosen by the student body and are nominated for the Homecoming King or Queen. First up, Destiny Craig. Destiny, a family science major from Rockwall, Texas. She is being escorted by her grandfather, Ernest. She is a member of Gamma Rho, track and field, and a member of SAAC and Flight Club. Her favorite childhood movie is Aquamarine. Our next nominee, Justin McLeckey, a social studies education major from Naples, Texas. He is involved on campus as the vice president of Kappa Sigma Tau, Phi Alpha Theta History Honor Society, Edmond Campus Ministry as well. His favorite childhood movie is Air Bud. Justin is being escorted by his mother, Jennifer McIntyre. Our next nominee, Morgan Boley. Morgan, a journalism and sports management major from Memphis, Tennessee. She is escorted by her brother, Jordan Boley. She is involved on campus as the president of Iota Kappa Phi, sports editor for the Talon, and a member of the women's soccer team, member of the Fight Club, and AD of Intramurals. Next up, Emily Cohor. Emily, a marketing management major from Edmond, Oklahoma. On campus, she has been involved with the College of Business Social Media, Earn Your Wings Campus Spirit Committee, Spring Sing Executive Committee, President of the American Marketing Association, SGA Senior Class President, and Gamma Rho Chaplain. Her favorite childhood movie is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She is escorted by her father, Randy Cohor. Our next candidate, William Gathright. William, a biology major from Bear, Delaware. On campus, he is involved in Eagles Health Initiative and is president of Delta Gamma Sigma. His favorite childhood movie is Matilda. Will is escorted by his father, Derek Gathright. And our final nominee, J.P. Hallsbury. JP, a psychology major from Wichita Falls, Texas. On campus, he is the president of Chi Lambda Phi. His favorite childhood movie, The Lion King. And now it's almost time to announce your homecoming king and queen. But first, we want to welcome last year's king and queen, Ezra Emerson and Rachel Perrin. Presenting the crowns are Jane and Millie Roybal, daughters of Brian and Kate Roybal.
All right, sweat band, I believe the time is upon us for a drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the new homecoming queen and king for Oklahoma Christian, Miss Destiny Grace. Gentlemen, the homecoming Clark for 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the Eagles Nest homecoming at Oklahoma Christian University. The concession stand is up, line is open. Don't forget, the yummy goodness awaits you. Kids basketball coming up soon. Sweatband, get ready. I think the team is about to take the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please exit the court. The team is ready to take it. All right, Sweatband, I think if you start, you're ready to come up. Thank you.